Good morning, YouTube. This week we have a shorter week because Friday markets are closed. Um, Christmas on that Saturday. Merry Christmas to all you who celebrate it. But yeah, we have one trade today, and a trade tomorrow as well. So let's hope we can get a good one today. Um, Markets are still down. Might be making a bounce. People are buying the dip. Um, but we don't have a lot of time, so let's jump into it right away. Looking at Boeing today. This is the daily chart, which tells us tick by tick what how each day was. And this was yesterday, so it was quite a bit of an indecision. So it's kind of sitting at this previous low of this candlestick right here. We could be anticipating maybe a move upwards. But if we look at the closer picture, look at the 4 hour here. I drew this in just a few minutes ago, and we'll get going pretty soon. It is channeling downwards in this channel right here. Looks like this is pre-market, so you can't quite count pre-market all the time, but looks like it wants to break upwards above the 90 MA, but most likely if it stays in this trend, it will get rejected and come back down within this range. But we also don't know. It's also really, really cheap for Boeing to be right now at, what is this price? Like 188, where you can see there was a previous high of 278 within the last year, and then all-time highs of like 446. So Boeing's just been having a hard time coming back from the pandemic, getting a bunch of its market share taken over by Airbus, and just having all those problems with planes, this, that, contracts, agreements, purchase orders. So this will be what I think I want to trade today. You can kind of see right here, this orange line is my 50 EMA, exponential moving average. And you can see that it pops up and then gets rejected down. So pretty bearish right now. We are going to hope that it can give us a nice bounce upwards because of, as you can tell right here, it closed on this day of, the 1st of December, 187. Kind of came down here, broke through a little bit, but it got pushed back up just yesterday. So we'll see. If it breaks down again, we can always play within this range. But if it breaks up against this channel, we can maybe see it move up to 199 to the, this is the 200 SMA. And there goes the bell. So I'll get into it when I find some action. We just want to be confident when we get into this because Boeing is a more expensive stock. You can see it moves 187 and 194 and only a few ticks. And I trade options contracts which have a larger spread. I'm kind of looking at a spread of about 5 to 10 dollars, 5 to 10 cents each share. But you're trading 100, shares, so it becomes dollars at that point. But $5 right now because of market volatility. Everybody is filling in orders for the day. Once it simmers down, you instantly will lose like another $5 in spread. So we'll see how that goes because we would not want to be riddled with that type of issue where we just can't get out because of spread issues. So if it starts moving back downwards already, we already know it's going to be coming back down in this channel. But if it breaks upwards, we're still looking for a retest. And that retest will give us a okay to break up. And then we'll actually maybe get Poo-Poo over here and he can start hitting some buttons for us. But yeah, just a little bit about trading, I guess. While we're waiting, we're seeing a lot of green actually today too. So it could be just a day for people to buy the dip off of all of the selling off. Yeah, so a little bit about day trading, whether it be a side job, if you can wake up a few hours before work, get in a trade or two, or trying to take it on as a full time job. I think this is just the statistic is 90% of traders lose money, and that's a pretty hard truth to come by. But the almost 2 years that I've been kind of practicing and learning the markets, it's pretty true. I've just recently broke even again after blowing up my account one or two times. Um, but it's something you can definitely do with discipline. Um, Something you can definitely do if you take the time to learn it. It's not something you can learn with emotion. Um, and again, it is a very boring job. You wake up every day, like an hour before, get ready, look at the markets, and then just like yesterday, you can be in for 5 minutes and then be out and then be done. Whether it be losing a ton of money or losing a little bit of money, and then just your emotion takes over. Um, so it can be a huge learning curve, but once you get there, if you really get the hang of it, it actually becomes really fun, and it makes you money. Or I needed to bounce off this resistance that has now become support, and then take off from there. Or I might just bounce off this 9 EMA. I mean, it has made a nice healthy run. It might not come test all the way down here. It might just actually test right there like it's doing right now, but we'll see. Popo, you want to push the button? Popo's sleeping. He does not want to trade today. So now we're looking at like 20 cent, almost 20-cent spreads on some Boeing contracts, 14 cents. So it's kind of okay. If it does not break above here, if it does not break above here, we might see a downwards move back into range, or at least this testing point, or the 50 EMA. We might be able to play that, but then again, we're done for the day. Then, so we'll see. Yeah, I got a plan. Okay, yeah, so pretty fat spreads. That's yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay, broke up, but it's still got this resistance to try to fight. See if it'll do it. See if it'll do it. Ooh, it's getting rejected. Could not make a higher high. You can see this high is this candle right here. Take at the time. Look at the time. There's 30 seconds left until this candle movement is done. If this does not break above the new high, there's not enough buying power. Here's a fun little thing you could look at on the side if if my head isn't covering it. Here's the active trader. It's kind of like a level 2, which gives you the buy and sell orders. So buy is the side, sells the side. You can kind of tell where people are already placing their orders. So you can tell if a lot of people are ready to sell up here, that means they are ready to sell. And if there's like a large order, you know it's gonna dump it down. So there you go. It came back underneath this line that I had drawn. If it closes beneath, we're gonna get in for if it closes beneath like this 193 6 level, we are most likely gonna get in for a short. That's gonna be. I might actually just get in now. It could just be a retest, so we want to wait. We want to wait for confirmation. Otherwise, we're just gonna wreck ourselves. And I should get you guys. Um, I don't have that profit loss pulled up for you guys, but I'll show you at the end. No, I'll try to get it pulled up soon. Okay. So it's falling below, and we are gonna get in. All right. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Oh, let's hope so. It's Micron I'm looking at. Yeah, so that actually doesn't look so great right now. It didn't break down strong enough. Now it's breaking down. I hope it does. And quickly. Quickly, please. Don't have a lot of time to sit around. So our first take profit, we'll take one off the table, 192. If it is strong enough, we'll just take it off at 190. I'm not loving the fact that it's taking so long to break through this support, which means that the support could be holding really nice, which is no good for me. But it's going, it's going. Gotta give it some time. We got 5 seconds. Oh, that's not great. Yikes. Yeah, we're looking like fuck. Uh-huh. Doesn't look so good, guys. We'll see. My high, my my stop loss will be just above that high. No. All right, we're taking out 2 or 3. Yep, just like that. It was a losing day. Um, let me take a bigger look at the bigger picture real quick. So there's the top of this right here of that wick. If it still can, it might break downwards. It could, but we are already going for a loss. So let's take off the table, see if we can get some sold. But it's probably just going to sell off to support. It's already broken. Yeah, that doesn't look so good for me. All right. Yeah, that's not going to be good. Okay. So we'll watch this a little bit. So yeah, down 155, right? And here's the funny thing. So if we'll watch this for a little bit. The buying strength is getting weaker, so that's why I was holding off a little bit because if it comes down, but here's just a little bit of technical analysis. You can kind of see how these lines I drew kind of went into play really well. I think I bought in at I went short on this one. I went short on this one and it broke through, right? And that was just a fake out. It broke through, but not enough. It had fallen briefly under the 70 RSI level, which starts showing that it is getting is coming back from overbought levels. Then it's buyer stepped up, pushed it back up. That was the first bad sign. It was closing here, but still not over yet. This one is another bad sign. This one was, it's losing some of its strength. Nice pushback down below. Now we'll watch this again, but here's where they'll fake out, especially a lot of newer traders who put their stop losses a little closer. It's just the part of the trade. So yeah, there you guys. Just that quick, you can also lose $155, but you need to be able to cut your losses and move on with it. And the main part is moving on without feeling any emotion, feeling revenge that you need to get it back. Another thing about trading is it's really about discipline too. Um, the technical analysis part of it, we had these lines drawn out to help us. I clearly said, it's going to trade within these channels, and if it breaks out above, it can break upwards, right? And that's just one of those things that it's taking me harder to learn too. I mean, sorry, it's it's one of those things that's taking me longer to cement into my trading, knowing that I clearly said if it breaks out, right? We were watching it the full like 5 minutes, and it just kept breaking upwards. And I said, "Oh, do this retest." So the technical analysis was there, but then there's just that point where you kind of think, oh, I can time the market. And that's one thing you shouldn't do. I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to time my point of entry when it moves downwards for a reversal, right? That's what we did here. We were like, oh, okay, looks like it's gonna make a way down. And it was like losing momentum all the way up here, but it just never stopped going in this direction. So we thought it was gonna break down. Didn't happen. Technical analysis, when we looked at the bigger picture, said it was going up. Kind of flew out of my mind as soon as we started seeing this one little candle, thinking that it was gonna reject downwards and come down. And sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. It could have came back down here, but what happened was it just continued and it just followed the general thesis. So timing the market, yeah, definitely not the right thing to do, and that's one thing that's taken me a while to learn too. Um, but but we're working on it. We're working on it. Again, one good thing for me was I limited the loss. I had 5 contracts open, and we were down 155. Earlier pre-market, we're looking at when we were bullish. We have contracts that are here. Let me show you this now. We have these 195 contracts that were out of the money originally, so they were cheaper. But they gained today 277. So that means they were nearly like close to a dollar some per contract, which is 100 something per contract. We had bought 5. So imagine if these gains were multiplied by 5 if we had continued on the thesis that yes, we were bullish. These would have been the type of gains we would have seen 277. Even we'll say we got in. Obviously once it's already run up a bit, $2 a contract, $200 per. $2 per share, $200 per contract times 5, right? So the gains are there. You just need to make the right decision. Again, completely flew out of my mind. Um, the idea that this was bullish originally. As soon as you see this one candle, thinking, okay, I'm going to time the market, it's going to come down, and that really fucks you up. There's nothing you can do after that point except for learn from your mistakes continuously. It's not going to take a day. It's not going to take a year. It's gonna be till it's beaten into you. You know what I'm saying? So every mistake we'll learn off of, and we have another day tomorrow. So we're down what? 155 today. We made $20 yesterday. I'll start keeping a little log and we can see where we're at. We have one trading tomorrow. It still can be a green week. So realistically, that's just how trading is. But you can't let it get to you because you're going to come in with a really bad mindset tomorrow too. So we're going to do the same technical analysis tomorrow. And I'm going to remember what the thesis was before we move into the market trying to predict everything, because trying to time the market trying to time the market correctly, 10% of traders might be able to do, versus just flowing along with the 90% who are all buying bullish, when clearly it was upwards. That was my bad on my part. And I just want to share it with you guys because I have no shame in losing $155 too. It's just a part of the process. And even though we lost out, I hope I could show you a little bit about how this actually works. And you can clearly see these a little better. So again, thank you. He does not want to be in the camera. So we're going to put him back down. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching.